All right, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline, and today I am sharing part 2 of lessons that I've learned from 30 days commitment to embodiment journey. So yesterday I did part 1, and you can view that channel. You can view that video. I'll put it in the description box if you want to see part 1, and the whole series is also on my channel. And I'll add these 2 videos, the part 1 and part 2 of the lessons that I've learned in that series, so you can watch it all together if you haven't yet. Okay, so for part 2, here we go. I'm gonna look down because I wrote notes. Okay, so the first one is like, it's a 3-in-1. It says, be grateful for what's here now, care for what's here now, and appreciate love. Appreciate is a word, but you know, appreciate love for what's here now. Shout out to the rest of our community for reframing words into a different energy, because this is where, like when I say full joy, it comes from there, from my time in Jamaica. And instead of saying enjoy, they would say full joy. You don't want to end the joy, you want to fill it up. So full joy. Same thing with appreciate. It's not appreciate, like, because the word hate ends the word, right? So they say appreciate love. So shout out to them. So yeah, be grateful for what's here now, care for what's here now, and appreciate love what's here now. So for this first one, it came to me in moments where I felt triggered by 3D, in the sense that sometimes, I mean, I'm human, right? So I do have moments where, even though there is a deep knowing within me of who I am now as this new embodied version of myself, and everything that comes with the experience of being her, as far as like the things that she has in the 3D and all that jazz, I do have moments where, you know, I waver, and I'll look at the 3D. The 3D will be loud as hell, and it'll get a reaction from me. And what helps me bring myself back in alignment with the new embodied version of myself is to remember to be grateful for what's here now, to care for it, and to appreciate it. Because the more that I pour love into what's here now, because listen, honestly, I am missing nothing. I have a home that I live in, and I live with, you know, my best friend and my niece, my actual niece, you know, that's my brother's daughter. And I have the dog, the cat. And it's such a vibe to be able to stay here and to full joy this time together before I go traveling again for a few months at a time. You know, I really maximize my time with them. And we have a yard, we have food, we have water. I have a comfortable bedroom. You know, we have a nice couch with a big TV when we have movie nights and things like that. And, you know, and so on and so on and so on. And so when I am triggered for whatever reason in relation to, oh, it feels like, oh, I don't have the things that I truly desire to have, or at least them expressed in the way that I envision them, I have these moments, and just reminding myself, coming back into the present moment, looking at what's there, and almost speaking to my trigger and saying, but we already have what we desire. We, like me and all myself. But it's like, we already have what we desire. I desire a home. Sure, it's in the Caribbean, but I already have what I ask for, to be in a home. And sometimes I think, yo, there's people out there who don't even have that. A place they can call home, where they can lay their heads comfortably and cook themselves meals and relax on the couch after a long day's work or whatever, or a space where they can spend time with friends and family and, share a meal together or share, a moment together. I already have all these things. And these are the same things that ultimately, even if when my home in the Caribbean fully materializes, I'm bringing with me the same experiences into that home of, comfort, of safety, of, is that a word, plentiful? An abundance of food, in the fridge, in the pantry, of having access to clean water, to hot water, to AC. And so, all that, comes into the comfort of the home, and having a yard where I can receive friends and have a barbecue and, have game nights, things like that. I'm already in a space where I experience that. So in theory, I already have it. It doesn't look exactly the way that I envision it, because, now instead of looking at the beach from the yard, I see, the houses that are on the other side of the street, right? But it doesn't change the fact that ultimately what it is that I'm looking for, I already have. I already have a space where I can experience the comfort, the abundance, the safety and all that. And so I give thanks for those things. I am grateful for them. And therefore, the way that I care for this house and that I appreciate love this house, I do it with the same energy that I would my own, that I will my own, the one in the Caribbean. So the way that I wipe the counters, that I do the dishes, that I sweep the floor, that I wash the tub, that I fix things that need to be fixed, or that I, replenish the fridge. I do it with the same love and attention and care that I will my own, even if it's literally like, it's not my name on the lease here, right? I'm only here temporarily. But my gratitude, and therefore from the gratitude, an extension of the gratitude is the appreciation and the care and the attention that I bring to this home in and of itself, is the same that I will the one that is like, mine and my partners in the Caribbean, And so from that space, and I wrote this down, I said doing all of this, like being grateful, caring, and loving what's here now. And it's beyond just the home, right? It's everything that I have. But I give the example of the home. All of this just increases, amplifies, and recalibrates my energy with gratitude, peace, abundance, all states that I desire to experience deep down as a result of being the new embodied version of myself. So by doing that, I just keep amplifying the baseline, the what it is that I'm really looking for. And I spoke about that in one of my videos. I forget if it was in the second video of the series or the third. It was in the first few ones, I believe, where I mentioned that it's what you truly desire is not really the thing, it's what that thing brings you. So let's say we use the same example of the home. It's not the actual house in and of itself. It's the feeling that this house brings you. That's what you truly desire to experience. And that can be experienced now. So maybe you're not in the house that you envision at this very moment, but from where you're at, you can already experience the gratitude for having a home and being in a space where you feel safe, where you can really just sit down, and in French we would say se déposer, to just relax and drop your shoulders and, feel good. You can find that where you're at right now. And if, let's say, you're in circumstances where it is not your experience, then you can go and play in your imagination and see yourself in your home and feel how it would feel. Feel how it would feel to be in that home. And, you know, once you really tap into these feelings and sensations, how can you, when you open your eyes and you look at what's around you, how can you just show love, care, and appreciation for what's here now? In the knowing that the same way that I care for this home, if we stay with that same example, or this space where I live in, even if it's temporarily, how can I give it the best care the same way that I'll care for my home when it officially shows up in the 3D? Because I'm already embodying the version of myself who has that home. So right now I already have to act as. So even if, let's say, I don't know, you stay in a shelter, like if you have a bed and you have your, you know, bags with your belongings or however it looks like, can you care for your bed? You know, make your bed the same way that you would do it at home. And, you know, keep clean sheets, and the way you place your pillow and everything, the way you arrange your things in your bags and it's organized, like the same way that you would your home, and just show love and appreciation for what's here now. In the knowing that the more you show love and appreciation and that you give it proper care, the more, this is the way I interpret it, is the more life is going to trust you with whatever's coming next. Because, oh, we see that you care very well for this that you have at this moment, and because you're in the spirit of gratitude, in this vibration of gratitude, here's more for you to be even more grateful for you to experience that frequency of gratitude even more. You see what I mean? So it just gets amplified. And so this is the attitude that I noticed that I'm really anchoring myself into, even in moments, especially in moments where I feel triggered, and I just have to remind myself, like, you know, it's already done. So now let me just give thanks for what's here now, because I'm already full. My plate is full, and really and truly, there's, you know, there's nothing really for me to complain about, because all my basic necessities are taken care of. And matter of fact, I even have more than just that taken care of. So it's really just to dwell into that inner space. This brings me to the next point, which is bless everything and everyone in your life. So in the same spirit as the first one, it's just it's an understanding that because I am one with all and all is one, I am everything and nothing at all, same as everyone and everything is everything and nothing at all at the same time. I understand how everything is just an extension of me in some way. And Neville Goddard talks about everyone is you pushed out. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into my interpretation of what that means to me, but parallel to that, to that, you know, thinking, is how everything is an extension of me, and therefore the same way that I position myself to receive blessings in whatever way that they show up in, I have to give that back, because everything is a mirror, right? So even in situations where, you know, you might want to cuss somebody out, and sometimes people need cussing, I ain't saying, anywho, but oh, Chocho, the dog is over there, just farted. I don't know if you heard it, but God damn, Chocho. Yeah, in order for me to feel, to be in the knowing that life is blessing me, I have to bless life and all that comes with it. So even if, let's say, like I was saying, sometimes somebody does something wild and you're like, yo, I should cuss your ass out. Now, depending on the circumstances, okay? But, you know, deal with it how you got to deal with it. But can you come to a space within yourself where you understand that this person is an extension of me, and they showed up in this way at that moment for XYZ reason, and no matter what it was about, I know that you're an extension of me, that you mirrored something back to me And then it's up to me to see, well, what's the real lesson here? What's deeper than the surface level of the situation? Like what's here for me to learn, to understand, to integrate, or to dissolve within myself, to reshape, reframe, to transmute, to alchemize. And once I'm done with this, moment of reflection, I go into a space of blessing the person, or blessing the situation, blessing, whatever it was. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to stay with something heavy on my heart. And because I understand that, let's say the person is an extension of me, at the end of the day, I would want either forgiveness or, a space where, okay, well, please understand where I was coming from. And so to not make it complicated, instead of like going into all of that, I just say like, let's just bless the situation, let's bless the person. And the same way that I would want to receive that blessing in return, okay? This is just from a general point of view, because, there's a lot of things in between that can be done, that can be worked through, that can be talked about, that can be healed, discussed, all that jazz. But at the end of the day, that at the end of that is the blessing. No matter what, it's like, okay, well, let's just bless the situation. And it's brought me a lot of comfort in moments where I have felt triggered and or stressed and or annoyed, because like I said, I'm still human, you know what I'm saying? So I feel the feels, but I don't let whatever it is that I felt, especially if it's unpleasant, be the period of that situation. Like, no, I'm gonna put a comma there and we're gonna continue it until it brings us to the blessing, and the blessing is the period. And to release whatever heavy weight that brought onto my heart and my spirit, to release that. Like, I'm not gonna carry that shit. And I'm not trying to send negative energy onto someone or onto something, because it's gonna get mirrored back to me, and I'm not interested in that. So I'm gonna find a way to relieve that from my spirit, and then to just bless the situation and keep it moving from there. Next one is, as per usual, always follow my intuitive guidance, because it hasn't led me wrong. So that's just something, I've been doing, for what feels like forever, but it just, with that, with those 30 days of being committed to my new embodied self, it feels like it was anchoring itself deeper and deeper and deeper. Like, oh yeah, I really trust my intuition. Like, my intuition does not steer me wrong. My heart does not steer me wrong. And to really anchor into that even deeper. Which brings me to the next one, which is keep strengthening my faith in the connection between my mind and my outer reality. Because, so let's say I receive an intuitive guidance, it comes up, whatever it tells me to do, or, however it guides me, okay, I follow through. And then of course my mind's gonna get involved. And in the way that my mind helps me put whatever intuitive guidance I received into action, it's like I strengthen and I deepen my faith and my trust in the fact that I received this intuitive nudge. My mind contributed to, okay, well, this is the nudge. Now here's how we're gonna go about to make it happen, right? And in following this nudge, and in my mind contributing to support, to bring this intuitive nudge into, fruition, I trust that doing all of that affects my outer reality. And so there's the connection between the two. I understand my power, and how whatever it is that I say, do, think, speak, coming from the intuitive guidance and my mind's contribution to bring that intuitive guidance into to life, I trust how it affects my outer reality, that it has no choice but to shapeshift, and life will keep giving me examples or proof to validate the fact that, yes, it's true. There is this strong connection, and the more you deepen your trust and your faith in it, the stronger that connection gets, and the more you see your power affect your outer reality, more ease and even faster, you know. And it just, and the more I see that, and not to say that I'm trying to have the 3D validate what's going on within me, but whether I like it or not, the more I see how, okay, like the effect is real and it's happening easily, effortlessly, and fast. It just makes me want to keep going, like, oh, okay, yeah, I see it. Like, I mean, I knew it, but okay, I can see it outside of myself. Yeah, damn right. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And it just sort of solidifies that within me. Like going to the gym, you know? Like the more you go to the gym, and let's say you run, and at first you could do like 5 minutes and you're like, oh shit, I'm done. But then a few weeks later, you're like, damn, at 5 minutes, it's like, shit, I feel like I could keep going. And then you keep going. Oh, 10 minutes, I was running without, you know, needing to take a break. Oh, and then after a few weeks, okay, I can go for 15, 20, 30, you know? And so it just, what I'm trying to say with this is that the more you do it, the more you trust the fact that, shit, I can go further along with this. I can run more, and I can, you know, I trust my body and I trust myself, and because I see the results. It's like you started from nothing. Nothing was proven it to you. Matter of fact, at first you knew that, shit, running for a minute is too much for me. But now the more that you did it, the more that you practiced, the more that you trained, you see how your body is now conforming to it, and it can run faster, longer. And you're like, okay, yeah, it just encourages you to keep going. You see what I mean? So it's in the same vein, you know, it's in the same sense that I'm saying that. Next is every wavering moment is an opportunity to exercise or reinforce my knowing of who I am and my creative powers. So, you know, I kind of touched on that a little bit, but yeah, instead of seeing the moments where I'm triggered or where I waver as like, ah, shit, you know, like I fucked up, or, you know, starting to talk down on myself or things like that, I'm like, wait a minute, okay, this is an opportunity for me to maybe reaffirm to myself who I am, because for a second it seems like I forgot. Let me reaffirm it to myself of who I am. Or, okay, how can I reframe the situation? How can I revise it? Or how can I detach and take a few deep belly breaths and recenter myself? Like, I'll use these moments to just help me, okay, tell a new story in your head. Like, is this really the story? No. Okay, so let's reframe it. Let's tell the new story. So I use these moments as opportunities for me to exercise the remembrance of who I am, of knowing who I am and my creative powers. And so it helps me navigate these moments from a much different standpoint than, you know, before. And life ain't playing. It'll send me some things where I'm like, and sometimes it takes me a minute to catch myself. Like, I'll start, let's say, spiraling, and then I'll have a moment where I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. I know this is life just like testing me right here, you know, and let me just go back, like, let me detach, take a few breaths, come back to myself, see this as an opportunity for me to exercise my powers. And then I do that, and it shifts my energy like almost immediately. Sometimes it'll take a few minutes, that's okay. I give myself space sometimes to feel the feels, but after that I'm like, okay, like, even though I can feel this way, it doesn't change who I am, and it doesn't change how strong my powers are. I'm still human. I allow myself to feel what I feel, you know. I don't want to keep these emotions bottled up somewhere, pretend that they're not there. No, I give them a space to express themselves, and then I just like, okay, all right, remember who you are, Carol, and remember your powers, and use them wisely here. This is an opportunity for you to use your powers and exercise, like train those spiritual muscles. You know what I'm saying? All right. All right. Last two. The first one is, it's either I am her or I am not. It's either I have it or have not. So there's no in between. There's no in between. It's either I am the new embodied version of myself or I'm not her. It's either I have the things that come with being that new embodied version of myself or I don't have them. So I don't give myself a space in between. So it's really like, either, take my left hand or take my right hand, but you can't take both. And choose wisely. And coming into that mind space helps me a lot to always decide, like, again and again, like, no, I am her. I am her. And I have it. I have it all. I am her and I have it. I have it all. So if I'm wavering, spiraling, or going through whatever, I'm like, wait a minute. It's either you have or you have not. So now you're acting or you're speaking or you're thinking from a space of I have not, from lack. So I just flip it. I have it. I am her and I have it. So it's really black or white. I don't overcomplicate that in my head. It's like, okay, well, I'm her or I'm not. Okay, I'm her. So now let me realign my thoughts, my speech, and my actions with her. You see what I'm saying? And last but not least, accepting my new reality as true. And no matter what is happening outside of myself, it sounds delulu, but I mean, you gotta have some delulu in you once you embark on this journey, because sometimes you have to look at things literally, like things looking at you, you looking at them, and in your head being like, okay, I see it, but that's not it. And I accept whatever it is that I decide, whoever it is that I decide that I am, and all the things that comes with this version of myself. It is true, no matter what's happening outside of me. Let's say, financially, things are not going so well for you, but in your head, you're like, nah, I'm a multimillionaire. And people could look at you and be like, boo, I just have to pay for your, $2 coffee at the coffee shop because you don't have it. What do you mean you're a multimillionaire? So even in the face of those moments, you gotta feed your delulu and be like, no, I accept it as true that I am a multimillionaire. I am a multimillionaire. And the things outside of myself cannot dictate what I decide in my own imagination, because I remember who I am. I am a child of the Most High Divine. The Most High Divine is in me. I am a goddess in the flesh. So I am a powerful human being. My imagination has power. And so what I imagine, what I see for myself, and what I decide for myself, what I declare as so it is in my mind, and it's in tune with my heart, then that's what it is, no matter how life presents itself to me outside of me. And it's a question of really anchoring yourself in that knowing. And that's what I personally do. It's just accepting my new reality as true, even though now that I've taken a new path for my career as a yoga teacher, even if outside of me is not 100% like aligned with how I imagine it in my mind, I don't care. To me, it's like, even if I have like maybe 50 something followers on subscribers on YouTube, but in my mind's eye, it's like, nah, I have tens of thousands of subscribers who absolutely love the content that I share with them, and that it's content that transforms their lives, that changes their lives, and that they love to like come and check every day to see, oh, is there a new upload, and my videos are almost part of their spiritual ritual, it helps feed their minds and their spirits. So even though I see 50 something subscribers on my page, it doesn't change the fact that in my head, it's like, nah, I affect tens of thousands of people from all around the world. you know, and my journey and the lessons that I learned and all the knowledge that I've accumulated so far and that I've applied and that have contributed to transform my life, I know I have something that I can share with others, and the right people are gonna find it. Who it's for, it's gonna find it. And I know it's in big numbers, you know? So I accept that reality as true no matter what it looks like in the 3D. See what I'm saying? The same way that I accept as true that I have a home in the Caribbean that I share with my partner. And even though right now I'm, you know, I'm not in the Caribbean at this very, very, very moment. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I see it in my mind's eye and accept it as true. And one day I'll wake up and be in that house, and he'll be sitting next to me, and we'll have our coffee in the morning and just, you know, on the back porch and looking at a view of the beach or whatever. It's true in my head. So it's already done. And in that knowing, I just accept it as true. Oh, okay, I saw it. I felt it. It felt good. Like, yeah, okay, this is real. Okay, it's real. All right, period. And always anchoring myself in that knowing, in the knowing that this is true. I accept it as true. So that'll be it for today. Let me know what you think about what I shared. What about you? What have you experienced? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. And so that's pretty much it for today. So thank you so much for being here, if you watched all the way to the end. And of course, if this video resonated with you, if this is your vibe, then please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you most likely tomorrow in another video. Have a beautiful, wonderful, embodied day. Peace.